94.3 Radio 1, One World, your station. My name is Blaaze, and we are doing fine, positively sublime. As the bells chime, we have a superstar online. She started at age 14 in the band The Shaking Trees, and from Shaking Trees to shaking the world as the third most streamed British solo artist on Spotify after Dua Lipa and Adele. Here she is, the one and only Becky Hill. Welcome to the show.
What an intro. You've done your research. Shaking Trees. I didn't think anybody knew about that.
Absolutely. And before we really begin, I have a little surprise for you. All right.
Right.
So I'm a rapper from Zambia, and now I also host the morning show right here in India. So I have this thing that I got to do a little tribute for you. And so here it is. All right. Are we ready?
I'm very ready. Go on.
All right. Here we go.
Move to this, I gotta make you move to this. I got a rhyme and I'm about to make it move to this. She got a style and she got the flow. Welcome to the Good Morning Show. Rebecca, Claire, we can say, oh yeah, I'ma do what I do cause I'm keeping it true. So, here we go, dear Becky Hill. This one's for you. So let's chill.
Becky, can't you see? Somehow your song just hypnotized me, and I just love your electric ways. B for Becky and B for Blaaze. Becky, can't you see? Somehow your song just hypnotized me, and I just love your electric ways. B for Becky and B for Blaaze.
14 Feb 94, Valentine's Day and all you know. Up on the scene with the shaking trees. Now on the show shaking the world. So here we go to a true blue star. Number one in all the radio charts. From The Voice and now ready to run. Here's wishing you number one.
Becky, can't you see? Somehow your song just hypnotized me, and I just love your electric ways. B for Becky and B for Blaaze. Becky, can't you see? Somehow your songs just hypnotize me, and I just love your electric ways. B for Becky and B for Blaaze.
That was amazing.
I'm so glad you liked it.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't just like it. I loved it. Should we make that a feature for my next record?
Amen. I mentioned The Shaking Trees, your first band. Let's start right there. All right. Who was in the band? How did you start it? And more importantly, if you could go back and say something to your young 14-year-old self while you were jamming in the band for the first time, what would you want to say to her?
Wow. Okay. A lot to unpack there. It was a really strange band. So basically, I started writing songs when I was about 13, and I was doing a music course at school. I'd written these songs, about 3 songs, and I played them to my best friend. And when I went round to her house, she was like, oh, Becky, you've got to play those songs to my mom and her boyfriend. So in came my mom and her boyfriend, and it turned out that her mother's boyfriend had music industry experience. From there, he started trying to record my songs and put them onto tape so he could send them round. But before we knew it, it kind of spiraled out of control. And so I was 15 at this point. And then and all the rest of the band were just local people that we could find to like play. So there was like a 48-year-old balding drummer. Then we had like the 32-year-old scientist on keys. Wow. And then there was a 26-year-old Russian chef on bass. And we went round playing local areas, local gigs. And I loved it. Over the course of being with them, I'd written about 12 songs with them, like an album's worth of music. Wow. And we did a mixture of covers. And yeah, it was like the best and most creatively free I'd ever been. And it's weird because looking back now, it was a really nurturing environment for a young teenager to hone in her craft and just work on being a songwriter. I think if I could say anything now, it would be trust in what you already know. Because I've been in the music industry now since I was 18. I'm 28 now. I've been writing music since I was 13. And I think especially when I joined the music industry, I was so keen to rush things and to make everything, why am I not here and why am I not there? And I always knew that I would get there, but it's a matter of trusting and persevering.
Wow, amazing. Moving forward to the Brit Awards earlier, you won Best Dance Act, and a big salute to you for that. Having David Guetta come and state Becky Hill is one of the very rare queens of dance music. How important and nice is it to have your peers and your other artists celebrate your hard work? How does it feel?
Oh, it's amazing. I've been listening to David Guetta since I was a little girl. When I wrote Remember, which was the record that me and him did last year, it was such a moment for me because I knew that he was a fan of mine, which was bizarre to me because I was such a big fan of his. So I'd done loads of work with Pete, I'd done some work with David, and to see them both up there opening up the envelope for the best dance act and reading out my name. I mean, there's no feeling like it.
So from auditioning on the first series of The Voice UK to having a Gecko top the UK singles chart back in 2014, the first Voice UK contestant to have a #1, collaborations with Tryst, David Guetta, and now Galantis. What inspires you and makes you want to wake up and create or write and sing every day?
There's no other choice. Like I'm really bad at everything else. I have zero talents.
Wow, that's the most honest and the super coolest answer I've heard yet. It's so straight up. Absolutely.
You know, and I often say we're not saving lives, we're just writing music. And I think that's the most important thing, is to have fun with every day that you do it, because, you know, essentially you're giving people a way to escape, you know, what they do. And I just think it's a beautiful thing, music.
Wow. Your new song, Run with Galantis, just started getting heavy rotation right here on India's biggest international radio network, Radio 1. For sure, another club banger and chart topper for us. How was this collaborative experience and the writing? What was the process like?
It was so weird because Galantis sent me over a record with a song on it and everything. And I didn't really vibe with the song, but I loved the instrumental. I kind of stole the instrumental from underneath the song's feet, and wrote Run. The song kind of became this thing then. And I had the chorus line in my head of run and we run and we run. And that's kind of all I had. And I took it into session with my best friend Emanike, and I sang him the chorus line. He was like, yeah, I really like that. And we kind of built this song up around it. And it came out, and I'm super proud of this record. You know, I really think it was one of my best songs that I've written, and I love it.
Wow. Tell us more about the behind the scenes of the video. It was shot in South Africa by director Michael Hollick, and I'm from Zambia, so the African connect is huge. I love the fact that the beauty is showcased so elegantly. How was your South African experience?
It's funny you say that, and thank you, because I just wanted a really classy, beautiful video. I had a bit of problems with shooting music videos last year, and they weren't coming out how I wanted them to. So I kind of sat down with my record label at the end of last year, and I was like, guys, like, I want to go back to basics here. I just want a beautiful environment. I want to wear some nice clothes, and I want to sing to camera, you know, and I want to have a loose storyline around it. And I'd never been to Cape Town before, and I fell in love with it. Like, it was so beautiful. I've got friends that are from there, but I'd never actually been myself. So yeah, it was probably my favorite shoot that I've ever done. Michael's an incredible director. He's also shot the next one as well, which is Crazy What Love Can Do with David Guetta again and Ella Henderson. He shot the video for that as well. So, you know, it was really good people and a great environment and a beautiful place. And yeah, I think that's one of my favorite videos I've done as well.
I'm going to give you another hard choice right now. So are you more comfortable in a studio with a mic by yourself, writing and creating, or is it the stage and the lights and the energy?
You see, for me, it's 50-50. Like, I wouldn't be able to have one without the other. Right now, I'm not going to be happy just being a songwriter. I love writing music, but I love performing it as well. And I think, you know, for me, that's like real key. And if I do too much of one and not enough of the other, I start to get like withdrawal symptoms. It's like I really start, like, currently I've been doing quite a bit of writing and I'm really missing stage. In the summer, I'll be doing a hell of a lot of stage and very little writing, and I'll miss it. So definitely for me, it's a 50-50 balance.
And thank you, Becky, for taking the time to talk to your fans in India. Anything you want to say to your fans about Run one last time?
Yes, please listen to it. Thank you so much for having me. I will be over as soon as I possibly can. And I can't wait to see you all. So lots of love until then.
This is Becky Hill on your best morning yet. My name is Blaaze, 94.3 Radio 1, One World, your station.